logistics industry. The potential growth of this industry is mainly fueled by the government's initiatives and development of the logistics industry and strong economic growth. The relocation and strong flows of capital are also expected to drive this industry in Indonesia and boost the logistics demand. This is MNC Business. We are the first business channel in Indonesia, and you are on Economic Buzz. One of the biggest challenges in the logistics industry is the competitive nature of the industry itself, where companies are entrenching current customer bases as they cannot afford to lose existing business in this uncertain economic climate. Therefore, the focus will shift to innovative thinking, smart planning, and value-added service offerings aimed at growth. Here is the report for you about Indonesia logistics system. Indonesia's logistics system is need to be improved in having more efficient way because it has caused the competitiveness of domestic products to remain low. Based on statistical data, Indonesia is one of the countries in ASEAN that pays the highest for logistics at significant percentage of the gross domestic products. Logistical play a part in the difficulties facing the distribution of commodities across Indonesia, where higher prices outside Java add to the abnormally high price gap between the eastern and western regions of Indonesia. Logistic performance can impact on economic performance of a country. High logistics performance can contribute to increased operational efficiency, improve accessibility to international network, and increase trade volume. 6 major drivers of logistic performance have been identified in the blueprint of logistics in Indonesia. These drivers are human resource management, law and regulation, infrastructure, information and communication technology, key commodities for export and domestic markets, and logistics service providers. Logistics have a complex roles in managing the flows of goods, services, and related information. Currently, the role of logistics expands not only to move products and material, but also to create competitive advantage by providing services which meet the customer demand. Logistics influences market demand effectively by creating customer satisfaction, sales, and market share. Logistics performance significantly influences customer satisfaction, and in return, customer satisfaction generates repurchase intention positively and significantly. How is the logistic performance business in Indonesia progressing so far? MNC Business Research Team for Economic Buzz, MNC Business Channel. And to have a deeper business view about logistics industry in Indonesia, we have Mr. Arief Hidayat, Business Development at PT CEVA Logistics Indonesia. PT CEVA Logistics Indonesia, meaning that we have the mother company. CEVA is not only in Indonesia only. Yeah. It is based also in the States and also the United Kingdom, as we just discussed much earlier.
Actually, CEVA is based as a multinational company. Mm-hmm. It is present in almost more than 100 countries.
So, and how well Indonesian market so far already been familiar with the word CEVA logistic related to product and services?
We have been present in Indonesia since more than beyond 2004 from the previous name. It was named previously as CNT Logistics. Then in 2007 we went through changes, and then we rebrand ourselves as CEVA. We are regarded as the most admired company for the contract logistics and for logistics itself. We do whole services ranging from the contract logistics and the ocean freight and also the freight management itself.
How strong when we talk about this kind of effectiveness of doing rebranding in this business? Can you sense or can you experience the significant difference by the time you're rebranding your industry under CEVA?
How it's significant is quite significant, because some people then will have to understand about who are the players behind the new brand. However, when they know that the branding is being supported by the people itself, the resources, then they also still believe that the capability is still there. So it's yes, branding is quite important, but finally the quality of the brand itself, that's quite important, which is driven by the people.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And you as the business development, when you say that branding is important, but in the end, the power of the brand is driven by the people. What kind of breakthrough actually you as the business development at CEVA Logistics already done in terms of really recreating the business culture in CEVA Logistics Indonesia?
Well, the business culture is that we make sure that our company is very proud of being compliant. Compliant in the sense that we make sure that we understand the regulations that is needed and required to do business in Indonesia, so then we can say that, and we can make sure that we this is for freight management. We can educate our customers so that they can have the necessary documents to do business in Indonesia. Hence, we are minimizing, or not minimizing, but we are totally going away from the unlawful business practice that is make Indonesia a bit corrupted. And we are going away from that because we have the necessary paperwork in advance ready.
I see.
And that's one. Two is we are very good and very strong in our contract logistics. And by implementing what is said like Kaizen process, which is constantly eliminating wastes, we are helping the customers to understand how to make sure that their goods are being managed properly, in a better way, in a more effective way, and efficient way. Hence, it will make sure that the operations within that four walls and beyond the four walls is more effective. And hence, that will enable them to deliver a higher economic value added to their shareholders and deliver more profit. And when profit is delivered, then it will boost the economy. And when the economy is boosted, then it will lessen the poverty. And the roots of all evil is poverty.
Okay, there must be a cyclical thing when we talk about business activity and its consequences. Like, how very diplomatic your answer, certainly, Mr. Arief just now. But anyway, another business player in the same playground, if I may use this word, in the logistic industry, they're at the same time, because I'm distracted with your word, you are trying to make sure all of your business activity and your business culture is in compliance with blah blah blah, anything whatsoever related to the regulation here in Indonesia. The other business player in the same field, sometimes they also share the input this to our regulator in particular, that related to this kind of logistic industry, we can still be considered as over-regulated country on the logistics industry. Do you have another standpoint on this, or do you also basically experience the same thing when you try to in compliance with so many regulations here?
Well, regulation is created by a country to, again, govern the country toward a way that everybody can coexist. Right? That's the main purpose of regulations. Now, when we say that as a country, they're imposing certain regulations and certain rules, it means that we have to follow those rules. There might be a case that we can find, and we can, as a business practitioner, we said that's not practical enough, and that will hinder the business. However, without such rules, then there must be other consequences. Yes, there are sometimes that you have to make the rules more efficient and more easy to do with. However, by working in that country itself, you still have to prepare yourself so that you are complying with the rules. Because if you are not complying to the rules, then one, you're breaking the rules, and two, you are not only that you are making more difficulties for your customers, but you're also incurring extra costs. And this has to be avoided, because when extra costs are incurred, then who will pay the burden on the consequences?
Yes, the business people.
Not only us as the business people, but the end consumer. Because all the cost that's incurred by the business will be passed on to the end consumer. And if we want to be able to increase the value of a country in practicing in that country, then we have to be able to comply to the rules and regulations.
All right, sir. Yeah, I'm afraid we must move to the other session. But anyway, very good start. Meaning that CEVA Logistics Indonesia would like to appear as beyond or more than just a good corporate citizens. After this one, another session.
Okay.
Make sure you are with us on Economic Bus. We are discussing about logistics industry in Indonesia with CEVA Logistics Indonesia.